welcome back to Bellas. I'm Paloma Collins here.
I'm Yadira Elias.
And today, this week, we have Thanksgiving coming up. What are some of the community resources or community events that are happening this week?
You know what? With Thanksgiving coming up, Mariscos El Moreno in Linwood is giving away free turkeys. Ojalá y no sea tan temprano, porque yo también me quiero ir a formar. They're going to be giving away 225 free turkeys.
That's a lot of turkeys.
I know, dude. And then, so the address is Mariscos El Moreno. It's located in 11098 Atlantic Avenue in Linwood, California. Imagínate la línea que va a haber.
Oh, yeah, especially after you just gave them the address.
What about you? What about any community?
Well, you know what? We have Project Coffee Cup. And what they're doing right now, and what they do actually, is they provide blankets to the homeless. And so they're having a drive. Mm-hmm. They're having a drive. Look them up. Project Coffee Cup on Instagram. Follow them. Amazing resource for the homeless, providing blankets, and just so many different organizations, right? And groups that are coming up during the holidays to provide to the needy. I think it's amazing what we do here in LA.
That's really cool. During around this time, we always see a lot of the community getting involved, giving back.
Yes.
You know, I'm definitely going to be there, Mariscos El Moreno. Ir a comer un cevichito.
I was going to say, I think that, right? Yes, that would be great.
And what about you? What do you do for Thanksgiving?
What do I do for Thanksgiving? Well, I definitely have turkey. I definitely have a lot of desserts. And I don't know. I think it's just great to spend time with friends and family. Play games, things like that. What do you do?
You know, this is actually going to be the first year that our family ever makes turkeys, because as long as I can remember, que pozole, tamales, I've never ate turkey in my life. I mean,
really?
Other than turkey, ham, turkey bacon, other days. But I mean, I'm so excited to finally do the stuffing, have a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. I'm really looking forward to that, spending time with my family as every year.
Oh, I know. So nice. I love this time of year.
And then for Christmas, I mean, dude, like, I'm going to be eating so much. Right?
So talking about Christmas and Thanksgiving, how soon is too soon to put up your decor? I'm just letting you know, I do it on Halloween night.
November 1st, everything changes to...
Done.
Que Dia de los Muertos, ni que nada.
Nada.
Christmas. You know what? My family actually still has decorations from last year outside our house.
Wow.
So, I mean, all we got to do is just connect the connections, and then that's it.
And you're ready to go?
We're ready again for another year. And we're going to go for a quick commercial break. Hey guys, welcome back, and look who we have on set today. We have our lovely guest Anissia from Rebuild Your Laugh. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys today?
Good.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you. It's so good to be here.
So tell us a little bit about what Rebuild Your Laugh is and how you became a part of it.
Well, Rebuild Your Laugh was established by Nakia Gray, who went through like a divorce, death, domestic violence, and instead of living within her sorrow, she decided to build herself up and build other people up by giving them inner inspiration to her outer motivation, so that she can inspire them to not live within their sorrows and to just stand up and fight for themselves.
How is this provided to women who are in need?
Where they can come to us for resources, support, in any issue that they have. So when they come to us, we try to inspire them to stand up, to speak out. Don't be afraid, because only in your silence is when you become a victim and when you are a victim. And if you don't want to live with that and have that follow you throughout your life, you need to stand up and you need to fight for yourself in your family, so
So, in essence, what you're doing is advocating for women, teaching them how to advocate for themselves, empowering them. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you. You know, it's all about that, because when you know your worth in life, you know, it's nothing no one can do to you or say to you that can keep you down. You know, what happens is that women, they tend to fall into the hands of men who makes them feel less than zero. And I'm going to say less than zero because that's the bottom of the pit where it seems like you can't get up. But when you get out of the hands of that and you find out that you're strong enough to survive such things, then you start digging deeper inside and bringing yourself out of that, and knowing that you have power to stand up and fight, and that you don't have to be in the situation that you need not to be in. You have to learn how to get out of a bad situation and not stay in it. And what people have to understand is that love doesn't hurt. So if someone is hurting you, they don't love you, regardless of what they words say, because action speaks louder than words.
That is so true. Yes.
Anissia, so part of Rebuild Your Life, tell us a little bit about what brought you to Rebuild Your Life. What made you come to this program?
Well, I was sick, like I was diagnosed in 2009 with deadly diseases that has no cure. And, you know, all my life I've always wanted to help people. I'm a helper. I love helping people. And on Facebook, I don't know how me and Nakia became friends, but for some reason we were friends on Facebook. And I started following her and seeing the things that she was doing, how she was out there empowering women. And I'm like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, you know, not only empowering women, but empowering children as well, you know, because sometimes victims are children, you know, and they don't know how to speak out. So when I noticed her, I reached out to her and I said, I need to be a part of your movement, because empowerment of women and empowerment of children are the best thing in life that we can give, because, you know, we as women are always seem to be the weakest links, and then children as well. You know, they don't see children that that will empower themselves. But if you teach the children how to empower themselves at a young age, when they grow up, nothing that they face can be hard, because they know that they can overcome anything. So I had to be a part of that. So I'm like, let me in, let me help develop this so we can get and speak to these women and empower these children. You know, so I love it. It's just the fact of helping people, for me, it's what I love the most.
That is so beautiful. And it's so true when you say, when you empower moms and mothers, you empower their children by default, right?
Yes.
Is there a program specific to the children, or is this included within the movement?
We have a program now called Gatherers of Youth, where we bring the children together and we inspire them to become leaders, where they don't have to always depend on sports and, you know, athletic things. You don't have to depend on acting. You can depend on yourselves by becoming your own leaders, your own bosses, being entrepreneurs. You know, it's about building them up from a young age to tell them how empowered they are, to when they get older, they can live for themselves and they don't have to live by other people's rules. And you can make your own money and be just as rich as a movie star, a basketball player, but you have to play your game right, and your foundation has to be solid. And it always starts in childhood, because that's when their minds are more impressionable. Yes. And when you have an impressionable mind, they're like sponges and they will take in everything. So if we can eliminate all the bad that people put inside these children and replace it with all the positive that we can, and embrace them in our arms as a community, not as an individual, as a community, you know, and work together, we can build these children, because they're going to be our future. And we need great leaders. We don't need leaders who have to worry about if they're going to have a future. We want to build them up so they can be our future. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to empower them now, you know, and help them empower each other instead of work against each other and hate on each other, because hatred is taught. It is not something that's within you. It's something that's taught, you know, by watching how your parents are and then making the decision to be like your parents if they're hateful people, you know. So, you know, we have to learn that we have our own decisions and we can make our own decisions, and we have to decide if we want to be good or bad. And for this future, we need the children to be good, you know, so that they don't have to be in the system, you know, be behind bars, be in the grave at early ages, when they can stand tall and be proud of who they are, you know. So we want to inspire them by teaching them how to get there and believing in themselves, because as I always say, if you know your worth, nothing no one can say can bring you down. But
It's
you
all
have
about building the foundation for
building a
moms and for their
foundation
children.
for the moms and for the children. And you also have to plant that foundation on God, in all honesty. You have to build your foundation on God, and you have to bring your children up knowing that there is someone greater than them, you know, in this universe. And you have to instill that in your children. But you got to be a prime example, because if they see that you're weak, they're going to think that it's okay to be weak, you know, where it is okay to be weak at times, but at most times you need to stay strong, you know, and we have to stay strong for our children, you know, in order to build them up.
How do the founders and the staff, how do you guys stay strong in order to show them a good example to your people, to the people who come to your program, against negativity and those kind of people?
We pray. Like, we'll get on the phone if she's in need and she's feeling a certain kind of way. She'll call me. We'll talk. We'll pray. You know, we come collective. And then we pray over everyone we meet. Like, just before I walked in here, I pray for you guys, you know. I asked God to open the doors for you women, because you guys need to go beyond this. You need to be seen all across the world, because empowerment of women is powerful. And people don't realize how powerful women can be. We are these sensitive beings. Yes, we are, but we are also powerful. Men don't want to recognize that we are their backbone and we are their ideas, you know, but that's what we are. But when you have the wrong person in your life and the wrong people in your life, you can never flourish. So it's about putting the right people in your path, you know, building your foundation and making new friends, stepping out of your element, not being afraid, you know, and that's how, you know, the world can grow into be better people as one, you know, instead of against.
Working with one another is really what it's about.
Yes, exactly.
And then, does Rebuild Your Life participate in any community events? Do you guys host any events yourselves?
Yes, well, actually, we are having on the 20th here in the big house a gatherings of youth, where we're going to bring all the youth together and empower them with knowledge so that they would know. And then, you know, try to give them gifts afterwards, since it is going to be close to Christmas, you know. So it's about bringing vendors here who have positive things and can show them positive ways to inspire them in their lives, and have them talk to the children, just as well as like games and activities and food and everything like that. So we're you know, we just got off the ground. Our first one was on November 22nd. You know, it went well, but now we're going to try to do it every few months, so that the kids don't feel left out, so that they don't feel that they're not important, because they are. And the more we interact in their lives, the greater they can become.
And this is open to the community around the big house? Okay.
Around the big house, other houses, everywhere. Any community that wants to come and join us here are free to come and join us here. We want to reach children all over the world. We want to be at the point where everyone around the world would know who we are and know what we are worth. And, you know, maybe they want to branch out and start their own gatherers of youth, you know, but the foundation is here first. You know, we have to help our people. And, you know, that's the communities all around that are forgotten communities, you know, that the people don't care about these children. So we have to show them to care about themselves, you know, and to build themselves.
Where can people find you online?
Like Facebook, Instagram,
Can you
just
tell
type
us your
in rebuild your life,
Rebuild Your Laugh?
rebuild your life, and then the gatherers of youth. Yes. So you can find us on those places. Even if you type in Nakia Brown, you'll see rebuild your life, or Nakia Gray, because she changed her name. So if you search her on Facebook, you'll find it.
Perfect. And just before we leave, let's take this opportunity to allow you to send a message to somebody, a woman, a young person who might be watching this, who needs that extra boost, that extra lift.
I want to say to all the women and children, regardless of what people try to put on you, whether it's domestic violence, child molestation, sexual trafficking, don't let that get you down. Stand up and speak out, because when you are quiet, you make other people victim to the hands in which you were a victim of. And if you speak out, you can stop the devil in his tracks. You can stop the evil in its tracks. So I would advise you to speak out, regardless of what the perpetrator may say to you or the victimizer may say to you. Do not listen to those words. It is always best to speak out and speak up, because if you don't, other people shall fall victim to the hands in which you did. And you have to believe in yourself and know your worth. And once you do that, no one can touch you. Believe me when I say no one can touch you, because their words will bounce off of you like you were waterproof. So if it rains, you're like that clean slate that the water just rolls right off of. And you keep believing in yourself. Never give up. When you fall down, stand back up. Because it's only when you stay down, it's when you fail yourselves. And we as women are not failures. We bear children. We populate the earth. And if it's not us that's going to help the children, then who will?
Misha, oh my God, what do I say after those words? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here today, for bringing your knowledge and this organization that's going to be huge, I'm sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you lovely ladies. And not only are we going to flourish, you're going to flourish as well, because now you're under my prayers. You're under my thoughts and my prayers. So when I pray for myself, I will also be praying for you guys as well. Your camera crew.
Thank you.
And everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that is this week's episode of Bellas. And just to close off, it's going to be Thanksgiving, and be grateful for life, be grateful for friends and for family. I'll see you next week.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, bellas.na, and then nopalazul. Listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. And make sure to visit nopalazul.com. That way you can just click on whichever podcast you want to listen to, and you can hear it in your car.
Yes. Click, click.
Thank you for watching. Yadira Elias.
Paloma Collins.
Anissia Fluid.